Hey guys, Rodda or Taylor here, and I'm back with a brand new third wave guide. I feel now that it's only fitting after we have covered God Roll gear or best in slot gear, and we have also taken a look at weapon talents to now cover some of the best places to get the loot you're after, to complete that build, or for you to try something new. Ever since the changes to the PvE side of the game, almost any activity makes it viable to get in the best items and gear. This is down to the fact that all mobs or enemies, apart from those within incursions might I add, have a small chance to drop high ends and gear set pieces upon death. That means any enemy now has a chance to drop an item, even the ones with just the red health bar. Starting off, I think we'll take a look at HVTs. I personally feel one of the best places to get your loot is the HVTs or the high value targets. The reason being is doing the weekly HVTs in a group can make it a very quick and efficient source of loot. The only problem is they're weekly. Once you've completed them, you'll have to wait for them to reset, which is currently every Friday at midnight. Obviously that varies on time zone. There is still of course the daily HVTs. These do not however reward you with as much loot. To activate HVT missions, you will need a new form of currency that you haven't come across yet. This is called Target Intel. Firstly, you'll need to be level 30 and have cleared all side missions and encounters in said district. You go to the safe house in a district and check out the notice board there. You'll see an icon for search and destroy missions. Once activated, you must seek out and kill 3 groups of enemies around the district. Completing each one will give you 1 target intel. Once you've built up enough target intel for the HVT you want to complete, you simply go to the base of operations, go to the HVT board, whether that's weekly or daily, and buy it with your target intel. You'll then be given a location on your map to go and hunt out and kill the named bosses. There will only be 1 sometimes, or there could be up to 4 bosses to kill. Obviously, the more bosses, the more loot. It's a really good way of getting loot. Like I've said, it's probably one of the best ways. Do bear in mind though, HVT missions do vary in difficulty, the hardest being the most expensive, but rewarding you with the most drops. Some of the daily missions are also a very good source of loot, mainly because some can have a very quick clear time. This plus the fact that all enemies have the chance to drop loot, along with a boss dropping 2+ items. And then on top of that, the mission rewards. You can easily accumulate 10+ drops per run. Let's say if you're running Lexington Event Center for example, with a group, you can clear it in little over 10 minutes. Let's say you've got 3 drops from random enemies, you've then got 2 from Luray Barrett, even 3, that makes 6, and then you've got the 3 mission rewards as well if it's on challenging. That makes 9 drops per every 15 minutes for example. That's a lot of drops. It's going to improve your chances of getting the better loot. And for example, Luray Barrett does drop Barrett's chest piece, a very good piece of gear. But of course there is more than just Lexington Event Center. Not every mission though does come with a challenging difficulty. All of them will have a hard difficulty, only a select few will have challenging. But they're all worth doing. If you vary it up a little bit, it's going to keep the game fresh for a lot longer. You would have now noticed incursions on your map. These are strike force type missions that require you to fight back a certain faction and then take down a boss. This can be a good source of loot if you're looking for a specific piece, as they will drop for example 2 gear set pieces, knees and chest in one incursion, and in another it might drop gloves and holster. Remember, doing an incursion, only named enemies and the final boss will drop loot. The other mobs will not. I wouldn't really say incursions is one of the best way to get loot. It's more for specific gear set pieces. This is mainly down to the fact that they have a lot longer clear time apart from Clear Sky, but that's something I don't really want to touch on for many beginners. Along with a longer clear time, they are also a little bit more difficult and require some communication. So unless you've already got a skilled team that's trying to take you through the division, I would probably avoid this until you're more comfortable with the game and you know what you're wanting to run and how certain gear sets can benefit doing certain incursions. I'm more than happy to cover this in another episode if you'd like. As always, leave any recommendations in the comments, I read them all. So we've covered HVTs, daily missions, and we've covered incursions briefly. You're probably wondering why I haven't mentioned the Dark Zone at all. The main reason being is we are expecting an update within the next month or so that is going to predominantly rework PvP and the Dark Zone. So I don't want to say one thing and then about a month or so down the line it's completely wrong and it sort of makes the video redundant. I will have a video explaining the Dark Zone and how it can be your friend in the near future. But like I said, that will only be once I've had hands on with the update and I know what I'm doing. So agents, I think that covers it for endgame activities and farming areas. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, and if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe. All the support you have given me recently is massively appreciated and I can't thank you enough. If there's any recommendations or you're stuck with the game, then leave a comment below. I'll read it and I'll try and answer it to the best of my capabilities as I can. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.